Thank you very much, Mr. Betts. It's a pleasure to serve under your chairmanship. I also congratulate my honourable friend, the member for Murray, and I recognise much of the concerns raised by other honourable and right honourable members, as those concerns are shared by the fishermen in my constituency of Banff-and-Buchan. The confirmation that in this government's fisheries white paper that the UK will become an independent coastal state and take back control of its waters is welcome. It lays the groundwork for the revival of these fishing communities that have long been neglected by the EU and by governments of all parties. But leaving the CFP is just the start, not the end of the process. If the Scottish fishing industry is to achieve its full potential, it needs the full support of their governments, and it would be painful to see the industry unshackled from the CFP, only to be held back. But that is the risk we face. If the government doesn't act urgently to ensure the Scottish inshore fishing fleet gets access to non-EEA labour that it needs. But the industry is already working to encourage the resurgence of fishing as an attractive career, as other members have said, and must be encouraged to do so. The talented skippers of tomorrow are the local recruits of today. Young locals leaving school today are probably not so inclined to join the industry, as will their younger counterparts, who will progress through their education with more certainty of a bright future in fishing, assuming we make the most of the opportunities presented by Brexit. The Scottish Whitefish Producers Association have said that even as we leave the CFP with government support and with greater innovation and further improvement in training and upskilling, it would take at least a decade or longer for the Scottish industry to close its current local labour shortage. Our coastal communities can't afford to wait 10 years. Without access to experienced crew members, vessels will lie idle, as they currently do. We would be taking back control of our waters only to let them go unfished. In many areas, there simply would be no more fishing industry. Access to skilled migrant labour, and they are skilled, is necessary if the industry in Scotland and across the United Kingdom is to truly reap the benefits of exiting the CFP. After Brexit, we must work on increasing the capacity of our fishing fleet, but we can only do so if the industry has enough crew to cope with the increased supply of fish. The UK government previously operated a concession that allowed some visas to be issued to non-EEA fishermen to work on the inshore fleet, and re-establishment of such a scheme would be most welcome, at least until a longer-term solution can be developed. Such a concession, like before, would in fact guarantee workers the same employment protections as anyone else. As the Fishermen's Welfare Alliance have made clear, any new scheme must have these protections in place. We must ensure that the sector gets access to the labour it needs, and the bizarre idiosyncrasies of the 12-mile limit, as others have mentioned, while also ensuring the welfare of the non-EEA workers in the sector. But perhaps there are simpler solutions to consider, recognising the truth that fishermen are indeed skilled workers. My constituents in Banff-and-Buchan, including the increasingly busy ports of Peterhead, Fraserburgh and Macduff, elected me on a manifesto commitment not just to leave the common fisheries policy, but to work to ensure that coastal communities enjoy the vitality and opportunity they deserve. And that means ensuring that the fishing industry gets the access to the skilled, non-EEA labour it needs. The industry cannot cope with the current restrictions any longer. If our coastal communities and fishing industry are to enjoy the revival offered by leaving the CFP, then we need change now. And while I'm thankful that the UK government has been willing to engage in this issue, I would like to stress, as others have, the urgency with which we need that change. It's an issue which can make or break the future of our fishing industry, our coastal communities, and I'm looking forward to swift action from the UK government on this. Thank you.